At the end of the day, most things are struggles over resources. I read something recently, I can't remember what it was, but I thought it was tremendously insightful. And again, like most tremendously insightful things, it's like kind of obvious, right? So if you think about race and racism as kind of ideologies, what do? They're justifications for being awful to other human beings. So why would you invent these things? Because you're being awful to other human beings. So if you think about, the beginnings of the slave trade in the 1500s and 1600s, right? You are being totally awful to people. In fact, we're all being awful to each other at that period. This is the period coming out of the late Tudor period where you basically have state terrorism in England. This is Ivan the Terrible boiling his people in oil, right? I mean, it's just not this is the Inquisition, right? It's not a nice world, right? And what we do is we start to become richer, but we start to become richer by being horrible to other people. So we need to justify that. So we invent these things like hierarchy of races and racism and ideology, whatever, in a sense to allow us to continue to make scad loads of money by being awful to each other, right? So even in the beginning, even in its origins, these types of ideas come out of the kind of, if you will, the material fact that we're basically exploiting the crap out of each other. And large parts of these putatively rich Western societies have a ton of angry poor people in them, and they're making connections. And one of those connections is going to be driven through race.